do this. To remember the controls, shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, it's just like not feeling like myself personality wise, not feeling like myself actual ability wise, trying to like slowly get back to something resembling my old normal, and then just keep having these setbacks. Either the weather will be terrible and just I won't be able to go out and do much, or I'll get sick, or I'll have chronic fatigue or migraines, or who the heck knows what. All kinds of stuff has been setting me back. And so that's part of why I am going to try to figure out somewhere else to live, because I know that living here is having like a constant negative effect on my life at this point. And is there a light here? No, I just have to literally wait. Oh, wait, this person's letting me go? Cool. Finally. Or. Pixel, you saw that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Guy stopped. I start pulling out. He starts driving again. And I don't know. Thank you, Rio. I appreciate it. I know it's temporary. It's just when temporary gets to be like months, it doesn't feel very temporary anymore. Because like normally when I have these like issues, they are a lot more intermittent. Like they don't last this long. And yeah, just an asshole. Yeah. Um, and just not feeling like there's so limited what I can actually do about it myself. And then it limits other things. It's a cascading effect that like I'm sure you know, Rio, like when you have low energy, it's like things just start to fall by the wayside. Like I'm behind on emails, I'm behind on messages, I'm like behind on even just like talking to friends. Um like some days I literally am just like, you know what? I want to just play a video game for fun, but I need to get this thing done first. Then I'll get that thing done, and then like I'll have a migraine, or I'll be really tired, or I'll just end up my depression will kick back in, and I'll just be like, well, now I just don't feel like doing anything anymore. And that's the cycle that I keep sort of going through. I am apparently in a turning lane. I should not be. Am I gonna get a ticket for this? Apparently not. So when I actually feel good, like I, want to try to take advantage but not overdo it. Okay, should I like actually, you know what? I'm gonna get in this lane because it seems to be the lane I'm supposed to actually be in. And like I've also been trying to like date and meet people, and that's also obviously challenging. And it's just like feeling like because everyone's always saying how like, oh, Lacey, you do so much. Like I don't know where you get all the energy, and I'm like, I don't know where the hell I got it from either. But sure as hell hadn't been around for a while. So Lacey, the Jill of many trades, is now the Jill of like one and a half trades. This is a merge. Okay. Ah, yes, the old familiar feeling of just like, screw speed limits. Throw caution to the wind. Oh, yep, totally went too far. Can I save this? Psst. Can I save this? I think I can save this. I can totally save this. um, oh yeah, and so another thing that I was supposed to do that I just have not ended up having the energy and time for, um, I bought a new hard drive because the one I've got right now is only a terabyte and my sync account is 2 terabytes. And so like I literally can't fully utilize my sync account because my hard drive's too small. So I bought a 2 gig hard drive so that I could use it more, because there's some things that like I want to keep my entire like all my raw video and everything, or like all my edits and stuff for my show in sync rather than an external hard drive that's not also backed up to anything else, because then I lose it if that dies. Um, and so I was like, but I can't because the video files are so big. So I bought a new hard drive and I need to like swap everything over and then switch to sync, and then I've got to update a bunch of like system links so that, because all the folders are currently linked to OneDrive and they're gonna have to be linked to the other one so the shortcuts still work, and that's gonna be like a whole friggin' process. And I meant to do it on the weekend, but I got sick and injured. And now I'm trying to figure out, okay, when am I gonna do it then? I don't know, but I gotta do it eventually. So I got the hard drive like two weeks ago. Hey Robin, welcome in. I'm playing a much less exciting racing game than you usually do. But hey, I'm still racing, right? Look, see? I'm passing people. That counts as racing, right? I say it does. I guess I just passed a cop. Oh well, only $200. That's one of the cheapest speeding tickets I've had. uh, well, I've managed to do not quite an hour yet, but I'll pass an hour. I guess I started later than I thought. Skip to the sub. Yeah, I saw that. I was just saying earlier, I've been gifted subs on like a dozen channels in the last like 2, 3 days. Like I woke up, I think yesterday morning or something, I woke up to like 4 notifications, and like two of them were for channels that I don't even remember following and I don't think I've ever watched. But I got subs for them, so like yay. You got good ring, good RNG. I'm sorry, I'm a little spaced out, so I'm not completely on the uptake on oh geez. I just nope, I'm good. Good RNG. It's free and more modes. Oh, is that something to do with your channel? I don't know. Um oh, game luck. Well, I sure as hell didn't have that in Fall Guys. I was doing so badly. Oh, right. I should see if I wasn't friggin' half in the bag here, not drunk wise, but just like kind of tired and semi-functional, I probably would have caught that. Because I used to watch a lot of videos on YouTube about Doom, and there's this one channel that I really like. The guy's voice, just for some reason, really like it's like ASMR for me, and he's done a bunch of videos about random number generation in Steam. I was say Steam in Doom. So I should have caught the reference from that. No, I don't drink at all. I've never been drunk in my life. I am just oh, this isn't gonna go well. Nope. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. It wouldn't be an American Truck Sim stream without me having an epic bone up like that. Um, you gotta make a clip of that. Somebody's gotta make a clip of that. Me, I'm not drunk. I've never been drunk in my life. Smash. uh, say it like you mean it. Gonna lurk like get ready for stream. Yeah, definitely, Robin. Thanks for stopping in. I swear, and yeah, I'm gonna probably have to end the stream after this because my brain is starting to fail very obviously. But it's been fun. Slurring words, crashing the truck, speeding by cops. I mean, that's well, two of those three things are typical for when I play this game. Not so much the slurring words. uh, Oh, Ossifer, I swear to drunk I'm not God. Thank you, Pixel. I will have to watch that after I finish this. So I was remarking to my roommate, wow, I am like, I feel like I am kind of like high, but I'm not. I don't know what's going on. I'm like spacing out here. Like kind of starting to feel a little bit dizzy, sort of. Um, Not paying attention at all. Um, what was I saying? Saying something. Oh yeah, I was saying I was remarking to my roommate like a couple weeks ago how when I take progesterone at night, I end up kind of getting in a similarly loopy kind of place as when I'm high. So like my thinking is like delayed and I'm like kind of stumbly and my balance is wacky and everything and it's like I feel like I'm high, but I'm not. And I kind of like that feeling better than like actually being high. That my thing 420. I so before when I was a more regular streamer, like a couple months ago, I was saying how like, one day I'll do a high stream or something. Um but like I don't get high very often. It used to be like once a week on average, like last year. And since my breakup, actually even before that, like I wasn't really getting high. Oh, this is not good. What's going on here? Okay, at least that time I saw it in advance. And again, why are they blocking all my routes? Oh boy. Wow. Um, but yeah, I don't get high very often and like I think if I was going to intentionally get high and do a stream, I'd have to like plan it in advance. Um, wow. I like if it wasn't for the stimulant medication that I'm on right now, I feel like I would be so crashed right now. Like I just feel like my brain is just like was that vis blinking? Yes, it was. Okay. I was like, I don't know if that even showed up in the camera. Whoops, I was supposed to turn there. Um, you know what? It's time for another round of. Oh wait, no, I can't. It's like I can't actually do a U-turn here. Damn. I was gonna do a U-turn, but I can't. So I have to do extra driving. Thanks, Robin. Oh, sleep deprivation. That's not even my issue. Like that's kind of the opposite of my issue, really. I don't know. I was looking up the symptoms of mold toxicity because I think I probably had some of that. And like confusion was one of the symptoms. And what was the I think I had like two or three of them. But not having a fever is the really the most important one. If I had a fever again today or felt feverish again today, I would be concerned. But I do not. I missed my turn, and so I have to do a different turn. This game is barely simple enough that I can still play it when I'm like not kind of all there. Barely. All right. Now what? Somebody asked me the other day. I forget who it was. Was it Pixel? I think Pixel. Did you ask me if I had a schedule? I forget. Somebody asked me, and I was like, I used to, sort of, but I couldn't maintain it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch my schedule, and it's gonna be like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something, and then like on weekends when I can. And then that didn't happen. And now I think I'm streaming like once a week, and it seems to be happening on Tuesdays, but that's just been more by chance than intention. because I wanted to stream last night. I was in the mood, I just didn't have the energy. Okay. How damaged am I here? Where's my... Oh. Ooh. Oops. Nope. Hang on. How do I go back to the view I was on? Map says 5. Map. There we go. Up. There we go. Nope. I only stream Monday, Friday, and Sunday. I'd like to get back into streaming more regularly, but just with my health being such a roll of the dice, like I can't commit. I can't like try to commit. Is this the one? Yes, okay, good. Cause like yeah, I just can't. If I say like, yeah, I'm gonna stream on, cause also it's so unpredictable when I will actually still have energy left at like 4 or 5 o'clock after work to be like, yeah, I can stream for 2 hours or even like 1 hour. Like today I was like, I think I can do an hour. That's all I'm gonna like expect of myself. And beyond that, we'll see. And I have managed a little over. And like, yeah, it's like not even 6:30 and I'm just like, I want to go to bed. Hey, I started near this building, like one of my other drives. I remember it. All right. I am not even gonna bother trying. Good work. Good work considering... Wow, the damage penalty is really not that bad. Oh. I swear, like, my brain is now just, like, getting very, more and more unable to focus.